Hi, I'm Dave Epstein, and welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom. Today we're talking some of the great plants in the garden which make fun swags for the holiday season. I'm standing in front of a Lakota Way, and Lakota Ways are great because they do well in the shade. So it's fairly shady here. This gets some dappled sun. You look at the plant closely, you can see these are the buds for next spring. This will get a white droopy flower. But one of the things that happens with Lakota Way is they get rather large. So you can prune them and make swags. So a swag is basically just, you're taking a handful of different evergreens, tying them together. You can put them on the mantle, hang them on the door. And this is a nice plant to start with. So one of the things we can do is we can start our swag by cutting different elements of this depending on where we want to. Now, when you're pruning evergreens, you want to do it after you've had a hard frost, because if they start to produce new growth, if you do it early in the season, that growth can get damaged by the winter. But for the purposes of the video, we're going to do some cutting. So we're going to make a smaller swag here, but you get the idea of what we're looking for. And we'll start with the Lakota Way. Now let's go gather some other great plants. So another great plant to put in a swag would be a hemlock, and this is a neat variety of a hemlock. It's a smaller variety called Hussai, and we're just going to cut off some of that. And you can see what I like about using the hemlock and the Lakota Way is they have that different green color. So we're trying to find contrasts of greens in our pile of greens. So how could we put one of these together without grabbing some holly? So all sorts of different hollies out there. I like this one because it does have some of the nice red berries on it. And we'll look for some of those pieces that have the nice red on there. We're going to get one other plant with some nice red berries on it as well. But you can kind of see where we're going with this. So there's different cypresses out there. You could take a look at this one, has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. So we'll take a little piece of this off and add that into our swag as well. Depending on what you like, you can choose to have more or less of some of these plants. So right behind that is our Piros, and the Piros also puts its flowers out for next year early on in the fall. So you can see all these flower buds here, and that's one of the great things about this in the landscape is that you can look at these flower buds all winter before it blooms very early in the spring. And also this would make a nice piece inside one of those arrangements. The final plant I want to add into this swag is a little bit of winterberry, and look how wonderful these berries are. Now, a couple more weeks, the leaves will come off and you'll just have the berries, but we'll show you how great this is going to look. So we'll grab a branch down here, and you can see just how beautiful those red berries are. So we've got all of our greens here, and when you're making one of these, you want to be sure that your greens are the same length. So for example, that's a little bit long, and I'm just going to quickly cut these up and show you what it would look like put all together. All right, so there you can see in just a couple of minutes we put this together. You could put a nice bow. I just tied this with a wire twisty, but put a nice bow on that, hang that on your door. So when you're creating a garden, not only think about what you like during the summer and fall, you can think about what might be used in the winter as well. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.